And we should be live. Start the goofy, calming music, but hello, welcome to today's stream. If you checked out the description, we're gonna continue working on badniks, but instead of working on any of my college stuff, I decided to get bored. Because I have I need to mute my stream on my end, but okay. Since I always have OBS, the chat, and then the stream up on my separate monitor. So I make sure everything's working fine. So instead of doing that test I gotta do for my English class, or doing my self-portrait for my graphic design class, I decided, and, we're adding Knuckles before we do anything first. If you've seen me adding Tails, and if you've seen last stream, this is a really easy process of how I set it up. We just, need to put his sprites in over, presumably Sonic's, for example. Actually, delete all of these for a brief moment. We'll add them back. I just want to remove this duplicate frame. Because I had it there for, positioning for these two frames, and then the slide animation. But since it's done, I didn't need it anymore, and I just forgot to remove it. Also, it is really hot in my room today. Yeah, my noisy chair still gets, caught in the mic. But now we've got all of his animations, and now we're gonna go over the systems of what we do. So basically, we gotta go here, add our Knuckles graphics, but also we gotta go to our global variables, and go to player palettes, and we gotta make a new one for Knuckles. We're going to undo a bunch. There we go. So now that we got his red color, I just turned it green for... My chair is really noisy. I need some, WD-40 on it. But, because I was just putting them in, I just changed them to be, green. But hey, at least we can undo and get back to our red color, which is slightly different. It was kind of based on the cartoon, Animate 22 sprites, palette. It's kind of like an in-between of the palette that used to be on these sprites, and then this one. The main thing I did here, his fur color was not Genesis accurate. So what I did, I just kind of fixed up the colors. Also, these, Knuckles sprites are by Soap Surfin'. I will have that credited, of course. But, I'm not sure if I put credits... Well, I'm not sure if I credited, the Tails sprite artist. But this is made by the Crush Joy-Con. They have really good stuff. They... I think they're redoing their... Natsuki. Or Natsuki. However you want to say it. I usually go, in between. But... they are making an updated version of their original sheet. Actually, is it on the spreader's resource already? It is! That was sooner than I expected. The reason why I'm not using, their original Sonic 1 Knuckles, since these are Mania edits, even though I love the Mania style, it doesn't fully fit. But, props to them. They actually went about and made custom frames, for what animations wouldn't be there. They made a custom balance animation. The look up a breathing sprite. Saw something move on my thing. I'm gonna go to live chat. Okay. They also edited the gliding animation. Since the Mania one, which is down here, he has more movement in it. And also the glide drop is different too. But they made it so it's how the Genesis did it. And they also made this glide drop frame as well. But overall, this is, from what Mania edits go, this is really nice. We're going to back out. And they updated this, and in my opinion, this looks way better than the original. It has way more life, and just looks way better. There is probably no reference. Helps if I actually... that is not right. It seems like their account got nuked. So we'll do it like this. We go to images, and trying to here. The original sprite, sadly, it got canned. I did do the golf sprites, well, the custom and edited, golf sprites. I didn't make the sprites itself. But you see how, the sprites originally looked. They weren't bad. They just didn't really fit. But, with these new sprites, they fit way more. And plus, golf sprites too. Anyways, I needed that. We're gonna pop over to history. I got nothing bad to hide. So I'm just gonna head right back here. Wait, I didn't need this anymore. Never mind on my never mind. But, we have our Sonic 1 page for the Sprites resource open. And we also have these sprites, by Delta Conduit. These are absolutely stunning. But in my mind, they don't have the quote-unquote jank that the original Sonic 1 sprites would have. But as it came, like, with updates, in my mind, I think it, like, went better in that department. Also, I just absolutely love this pose right here. It's adorable. But overall, enough of me yapping. Let's add Knuckles, since kinda helps to start the stream by starting the stream. We're gonna address him by full name instead of abbreviating. We're going to go to Sonic Origins. Go to Games. And then pop here. And since this animation is made very similar, Knuckles' idle animation is made really similar to how it is in Sonic 3. So we'll just reference the Sonic Origins sheet for that. Because, if you see, it has everything in the amount everything should loop. So, this animation goes, he's doing his foot tap, he looks at the camera, gets in his fighting pose, throws a few punches. Although I'm gonna add 2 punches here, like Mania, because I think that just looks nicer. And then eventually he goes back to standing. But I'll have it where it goes back to board. Just because it looks nicer in my opinion. And also helps keep our loop so we don't have to code in a new animation system for it. What we're gonna do, we're gonna delete these animations. Pop in these. And it's gonna take a bit to load since we already have so much loaded onto this project. We're just gonna duplicate over and over until we get our 8 individuals. And we're just gonna line them up. Now that they're lined up, he does his little foot tap. And then he will raise into his fighting stance and he'll repeat this. No, he looks at the camera first and then he goes into his fighting stance. Duplicate. I'm going to grab this. Apply. We're going to head to our global variables. And grab our character, make that Knuckles. So, if we are to load in, he is a bit funky. That is because he's not in this group, and he's not in our player animations group either. So he just spawns in and sits there. But now if we were to put it in the group, his points might be a bit off, but that's fine. We'll live with it for now. So we're going to go back to base, edit points, and we'll fix these when the time comes. And actually, no, we're just going to turn that on to share it. So the only number we're going to have to change when doing the rolling and stuff like that is changing this 9 to a 0. And that isn't that hard at all. So now, he looks in the camera. Then he's going to go into his fighting stance. And we're going to repeat this 7 more times. When it comes to, longer animations, I just do it multiple times instead of going and duplicating like I did with the foot tap. It's just more of a simple process for me. Okay. So we did that 3 times. Let me make sure. 1. Go back. 2. 3. Yeah, so we did do it 3 times. Add a 4. Add 5. Six. And 7. I don't know why I said and 7. Because we still gotta do 8. But for the viewers that are currently joining in, welcome. This stream we are going to be finishing up our Motobug, and therefore the extent of the base of all badniks. But, right now, I was bored before starting the stream, so I just, lined up all of Knuckles' sprites. Just so I had, something to do, since I didn't want to go start playing a game, because I know that I'd have to end shortly. Okay. So he taps his foot. Then he goes into his fighting stance, which is placed slowly. But if you play at 6, his foot tap is a bit fast. We do an 8. And then we duplicate all of the foot tapping frames. I do not recommend doing it like this. But since this is like for the base Knuckles, in my mind it wouldn't hurt just to have it all set up here just for ease of use. So he does his foot tap, goes into his fighting stance, he does his punch, and then I touched something. There we go. Bring that back. And then we're gonna have this animation go back. So now, if we were to play it, instead of him instantly jumping back after this punch, he goes to right before he brings up into the fighting pose, and he uses that to go back out of it. The rest of the animations will be perfectly fine, since they're basically just Sonic animations, but a green echidna. Which, pretty simple. There's nothing too hard with swapping these out. And that's like the ease I want this to have, where you can like go swap out or add new stuff with relative ease. And I hope me like actually, I do not want to do that. And I hope me going and actually going through on some of these streams and adding these characters will serve as a reference for others when they want to do the same when this comes out. I did not do a sprite for Knuckles' dash animation because I didn't have enough time to make one, but I will at a later time. Skid animation's only 1 frame. The roll is simple. And it uses the same, jump ball as Sonic's. Since if you were to go here into the A-Sprite file, this bottom one was all of Sonic's animations. And there are some holes up here, which just reference, because I had no need to just redo animations that are already there. Although, I am going to go here and take out these spin dash sprites, even though it is going to be the exact same. I want all of Knuckles stuff to refer Knuckles and have no instances of like it referring to Sonic. Because if you were to refer to Sonic and say like, oh, I want Sonic to have a custom spin dash sprite, Knuckles would have that identical sprite. So doing this now, even though it might take like 5 additional seconds, it just is good to do for the long run. But of course, if you really wanted to get all like unique, instead of just replacing the sprites like in the file folders, you would go here and mess with that. But I want this to like have ease of access, so even though having these additional like repeat animations would be more on the file size, because of how we're doing it, they have no unique color to it. So in theory, it does like increase the file size by like a few kilobytes, like I don't know, like 12 or something. It's just there to be useful. Get the balance. Thank you, Drew. These are Soap Surfing's, Knuckles sprites. Okay. Soap Surfing. I really like what they did with this sheet. They also did redo of the Sonic CD special stage. After what Origins massacred Knuckles. I can pull that up real quick, actually. We go down here. We're gonna go, we got a Sonic 3 sprite. It's like, okay. It makes sense for them to reuse Knuckles' Sonic 3 sprite, because they've done that even in the Genesis era. Then we go down to, and also, I think it was A+ Start who did, like, a lot of these custom sprites. I knew he did new animations for Sonic. Like the Supersonic stuff. If these animations aren't bad, just like some color airs. Like even had a custom, out of here animation. And these, I'm not sure. But we go to the special stage. The special stage sprites are something else. But Soap Surfing went and said, nuh-uh, I can do it better. So we're just gonna go directly to their profile on here. Wait for it to load. And then boom. We got these beauties. And they just fit the style so much better. Just a very harsh difference. This one was more of the stick-on style of the Sonic 3 sprite sheet and the Sonic 3 Knuckles. This one was more of stay-on style of how he's supposed to look. And don't include airs from the Sonic 3 sprite as in part of like the official style. But I'm just saying, I'm really impressed by this person. Anyways, back to putting Knuckles over Sonic. I love how it's set up. He uses the same color palette, so we just copied Tails' palette settings. So how he's set up, he's going to be an orange Knuckles. I just feel bad for Knuckles. He is not going to have his original color for a tiny bit. He's green, and now he's going to be orange. But there's no harm done. We could just drag and drop. Well, not really drag and drop. We just select. While Sonic Mania didn't do this, the sliding and hurt animations are completely different poses for Sonic 3, and they carry that over to this. If you were to go to, like, Sonic Mania, he uses the hurt animation for sliding as well. Which, hey, it makes it more in line, but you remove that, like, uniqueness that Knuckles had. Grab our Death Sprite. Grab our Drown Sprite. Grab our Continue. This isn't ordered the best. I just gotta inverse 2 frames, I believe. There we go. So it's up, and then a smooth downwards. And that, in theory, would be everything we need. But, 1, we need to fix the positioning on the roll. The Motobug is completely pink, I don't know why. But overall, Knuckles is working. I am going to go here to and close that, disable and disable. Actually, no, we're just gonna go here, disable Motobug. Because how I originally was setting it up stream 6, it would create the Motobug's, like, damage box every single frame, and I'm pretty sure it wouldn't delete it. But now, problem solved. We just made a Motobug go bye-bye. And also, since we haven't, like, really worked on an ability toggle, Knuckles can use the peel out. To answer your question, Drew, I'm a decent, bit into the project. I helped make the extension, that is used for this. But as the number and the title says, I'm 9 streams in. I've added the basic player controller. I've added, character swapping. You can take damage. You can lose your rings, pick them back up. You can continue losing your rings, and then, of course, you could die. And since I haven't gotten that far in, like, the death stages, since I want to get, like, the basis of everything first, you will not respawn. You're just dead forever. You have to close and restart the game. But now, we got the basic animations in, we're gonna go and add the Knuckles unique ones. So, we got our glide. So, we're gonna have glide, normal. We're gonna have glide turning. Actually, no. We're going to have it, like, delete that. And we're gonna have this be glide normal. Cause, I'm gonna do it. So, in, classic Sonic games, when you, like, turn your direction when gliding, it doesn't just play this animation and you instantly start going to the left. Like, it's an in-between. So if you're gonna, like, hold center, like, going back and forth, it will hold this, center animation. So we can do some animation tricks when it comes with this animation. So we're gonna set the time as low as we can to basically 0 frames a second. Actually, wait, no, I did that wrong. 0 FPS. No, I guess we're gonna have to do it 1. 0.05. Actually, I'll set this to 10. Yeah. You see how he animates. How he's supposed to animate. It's not gonna happen. So then now we want to get our glide drop. Which is down here when we get to his unique animations. Go. Edit this as well. Now we can properly go and time it. We want to set this to like 6. That's pretty good. So we delete that animation and have glide drop. Then we're gonna go. Since we got drop, we now need the slide. And we're gonna have glide slide. This is gonna be another one where we have it be 10 frames. 10 seconds per frame. Because we don't want this, like, animating on its own. And we're gonna be, like, changing the animation state. Based on it. Anyways. We got slide. Now we gotta do climb. Which, if I'm correct, you can now play animations in reverse natively in GDevelop instead of having to make an entirely new animation. Of the animation going in the reverse direction. So I'm gonna make this like 6, 4. 5. There we go. So now we got climb, normal. Then we're gonna have climb up. I'm gonna look at the origin sprites for reference for animation timings. Okay, so he doesn't. So he climbs up, goes into this pose, and after this pose, he goes into a standing pose. Unlike when he's landing, where he lands, goes into his crouching pose, and then goes up. Climb. Finish. Make sure that's everything. That is. So we go here, delete animation 28 since it's empty. And then we're going to go to points. Turn off share points for all animations. Make this one, make the roll 0. Make the glide, not the glide, the hover 0. The clinging 0. The hurt 0. The sliding animation 0. Gliding for real this time. Everything related to gliding besides when he's on the ground. And there, everything for Knuckles, animation-wise, should be done. Now, you can go, jump, roll, take damage. You can sit, standing. He could do his business. And of course, we could send him off the map to never be seen again. We're gonna go in here, though. Remove those two. And replace it with just this one. Same concept, but instead of looking at the camera, he's looking normal, like he did in Sonic 3. And since we didn't update the points on that, it's gonna have our default points. So we gotta do 48, 57, and then 9. Now, that animation should be completely fine. Our Knuckles is knuckling. And also... Wait a second. Huh. I never tested that. I think we might have found another bug. Which, hey, constantly testing and doing things is a good way to find bugs. It seems like if we don't have rings, we don't take damage when we're standing on spikes with a shield. But that should be an easy fix. Anyways, let's add Knuckles' proper colors in this time. Here we go here. Global. We go to base Knuckles. And we go to our A sprite. And we just go down the line. Our colors... We're just gonna grab this, make a new sprite, and then make a palette from the sprite. There we go. So our true reds are reds. And then we got our Knuckles reds. Okay. We go here. We have for color 4, it is 108, 0, 36. For our third color, it is 180, 0, 36. Second, it is 252, 36, and then 72. And then color 1 is 252, 108, 108. And that's it. We can now minimize a sprite, since we don't need it for a while. And now, our Knuckles is red. And everything relating to, like, what would be changed by the player's color palette, such as the shield, the invincibility, and the life icon, will all be changed to it too, since, as you see down in the bottom, we don't have a Knuckles life icon graphic made yet. But, it's still turning red. So, since we don't have a life icon, and since I want to get everything in Knuckles out of the way first, I'm gonna go here, go to Open. We're going to go to Graphics, HUD Related, and grab this. I'm going to go back to that green color. Seems like we're going to have to do some assembling on our own, though. For the life icon. But that's not hard. We're just going to go to Sonic 2. Actually, I'm going to go to Mobile. S. Probably can't find it that way. So we're just going to do Sonic. Search. We go to Games. We go to Console. We find Mobile. And then press it. Filter. Now we get every Sonic mobile game. We grab Sonic 1. That needs to be reorganized. And we just need to find where his life counter graphic is. It's over here. We're gonna go back in A Sprite with our new graphic. I'm gonna make a new layer. Going to do a little magic. We got our definitive reds. Remap. And then we're gonna grab our greens again. From earlier when you saw Knuckles initially. Grab our greens, replace them. So now we got a green echidna. I go here, grab this, put it over here. And then we're gonna have to remove this text. And replace it with this KTE text. First will be lined up like that. So remove this green background. And then deselect that. Export, export as. Actually, no, we're just gonna export, save as. Go here. And we type down Knuckles. Ah, I've had that happen when I was watching streams before. I'm doing pretty good. Thank you for asking. How are you doing on this fine day? Is us in stream wait for a response from Drew, one of my friends. We see that Knuckles' life icon and everything are now perfectly working. We could hit a spring, no issue. We can say hi to a motobug. Drawing live stream goings on is always fun. Just working on something with something in the background is always really fun. I usually, instead of watching streams, I have like a longer YouTube video on in the background. Anyways. We save. And we can collapse the player object, since now we have no need for the player object or anything relating to it right now. We're gonna go here and go to Sonic Retro and go to the Sonic Physics Guide. It might take a bit to load, but it's whatever. We can always continue working while that's happening. We're gonna enable that. We're gonna have this trigger once. So, in theory, be able to go to our motobug. That box is there, but it now does not cause lag. You can do whatever, just vibe around. We could balance off a ledge. Flap our wings. You can push on a spring if you want to. Nothing is stopping you here. You can run into that. You can say hi to motobug, but you can't touch motobug. Motobug doesn't want to be touched right now. So, look how we have all of our motobug objects set up. We have max distance left, max distance right, and then our movement speed. So basically, we can have his spawn point be wherever. But like, let's say if he gets to here, we can copy down that X position as left. But if he gets all the way over here, copy it down as right, this X position. And now when he gets to this point, he stops, turns around, and moves this way. And then vice versa. And he's already flipped. So that helps us a lot. That helps us out a lot, too. But you see, he has no coding whatsoever. And motobugs in the original is our page up. Our page is not up. This happens occasionally. I don't know if it's a Wi-Fi issue of mine or an actual issue of Sonic Retro. But all this motobug does is move down until it's touching the ground. So it'll just go along the ground, and that's a and that's about it. So we have our little motobug friend here. We're gonna create the object, and then we're going to link this to the motobug. So we're gonna create another motobug right here. Okay. Motobug 1, motobug 2. And that is not what we want. We're going to have link. They're going to count linked object, pick these objects, motobug. Pick this, if they're linked to motobug. And then we're going to have that happen there. So, maybe this fixes the issue? Hopefully, it fixes the issue. That one has a pink box, and this one now has a pink box. Youch. So they both have their pink boxes. And now we're gonna make a new actually, let's make it a scene. New scene group. Badniks. Actually, no, let's just do enemies. We have enemies, Motobug. And then have that there. Remove that, delete, confirm. And we're gonna make this badniks. I changed my mind. Add any object variable to the group. Leave that unchecked. We add Motobug. And we're gonna have something differently set up for bosses. So it's linked. If we're gonna go to player collision is in collision with enemy hitbox, delete the Motobug. So in theory, we should be able to roll into this Motobug. And it deletes both objects, but this one is still fine. And the same thing happens with that one. So, we added a separate thing to where... yeah, I've noticed that a lot, Ethan, where if you tell YouTube to notify you, it notifies you not when it starts, it just notifies you when it feels like. But, as you see, from what we added, we have Knuckles now. He isn't brought to this world because I got bored before stream happened. And I didn't have really enough time to start anything really big. And we're finishing work on the Motobugs, where this one dies if we touch it for now. But this one is still alive. And that box deletes. And it's all fine and dandy. All we really gotta do is add the polishing stuff. We can kill a Motobug. Every instance of enemies. Section of badniks. Have this be badniks over here. If Motobug. Badniks. It doesn't matter. This creates it at Motobug, and we'll do this differently for all badniks. If this is linked to Motobug, so we keep that how it is, and we'll just make those two things. We'll duplicate those two things for when it comes to what's it called? I'm sorry, I'm shooting blanks here. When it comes to more. Right now, we're gonna use Knuckles for a sec. So we have roll. We're gonna have or. Okay. And now it's if the player has any of these animations. And I'm just doing Knuckles because he has the most animations out of everyone. And Tails' flying animations don't really do anything. I have roll, spin dash. I'm gonna copy this a bit. Got spin dash, we look at all of these. Go down the line. Have glide. And glide slide. So if your animations are any one of these, the badnik will die. End of story. You have killed a badnik. So, that means now, if we just walk into it, nothing happens. But if we jump or roll, it goes boom boom. It doesn't really go boom, it just goes poof. We're going to indent these and bring that down. But I'm gonna have this be an AND statement. We actually don't need an AND statement. We could just pop these up here. And then invert all of these, so it checks not if the animation is that, it checks if it is not that. So now, it checks if all of these are true, then it does this. But with this one, it checks if only one of them are true, and then it will delete. How did you manage to crash Sonic Mania? Go here. Thinking how I'm doing this. Have that. So going to indent this. Since you can destroy badniks when you're, like, dying, well, when you're taking damage and being invincible. And we're gonna put this here. And then we're gonna put this under it. So, this checks if... Huh. That would do it. Just making the game just implode on itself. So, from what this is supposed to do, if you're in collision with the hitbox, it checks if you're in a damaging animation. If you are, it will kill the Motobug. We will add more to this as we go on. But if you're not in one of those damaging animations, it checks if you're not flashing, it checks if you're not damaged, and it checks if you're not dead. Then it checks if you have invincibility. Then if you don't, it will damage you accordingly. So, now if we walk into the Motobug, we take damage. But, what I want to do, that's kind of complex to just add Motobug. We had to duplicate a bunch of code. So, what we're going to do, how are we going to do this? Okay. We're going to go into collisions, player collision, variables. We have a lot here already. We're going to add one more. We're going to do send damage signal. Helps if I spell it correctly. So it sends damage signal. I'm gonna have this right above is damaged. So now, we're gonna have this here, where it will send a damage signal, which we gotta go find here. Go to variable, change object to variable, send damage signal, set to true. And then we're gonna do this exact same thing here. And then we're gonna go move this up here, have it where player collision variable value send damage signal is equal to true. Now it will check through these things. We're just gonna copy and paste that, put that under. And then it will carry that out, but if and have an or statement. Okay. So if the player is flashing, is damaged, or if they're dead, we're gonna set damage signal to false. So, in theory, we can delete that, and we have damage signal right here. Damage signal should, in theory, replace all of that. So we take damage from that. We're now balancing. Take damage from that again. And it seems to work. Seems to work perfectly fine, actually. What is your hilarious thought? Yeah. Go here. I'm gonna head to player collisions, variables. We go to power-ups, has invincibility, true. So now, we have invincibility. Invincibility is not invincibility to the badniks. To be fair, I didn't think about that. Or variable. Actually, I'll just keep it from here. As invincibility. True. Oops. Now, if we have invisibility, we will kill that motor bug upon impact. Boom, gone. Boom, gone. And of course, we can spin dash and do whatever, have fun. A version of Sonic Origins where it's just a custom box out of the first 5 Genesis games, Sonic 3 and Knuckles as separate titles. So basically kinda like those like DVD box sets you could get at the store, but with like Genesis games. That'd be a really cool concept. But you would have to have the Sega CD and also have not only the Genesis cartridges, but you also have to take account for the different box size for a Sega CD game. But hey, they might package it and make it look amazing. Which, I know they probably will, since I just popped up an idea of how they could do it. Anyways. Now, enemies, they work. The player is in collision. we're going to actually delete the hitbox instead, so it doesn't delete the random enemy that it is. It will delete... Now wait a second. There's no motobug there. Link, motobug, and enemy hitbox. If we reverse the link, it should be fine. It is not working that way. Gonna count of all motobug link to enemy hitbox. So if we reverse the link here too, hopefully that will work. So we say hi to Mr. Motobug, it just deletes a sing and nothing else. And it deletes all of them, so no, we don't do it like this. Keep it the way it was. There we go. Delete Motobug. Actually, we're gonna go to badniks and have it delete from here. So it should delete the Motobug there. And there we go. We fixed that issue. So now it doesn't reference Motobug directly, it references all badniks, and it works exactly the same. Okay. We can delete that too. So it's just that. Then we're gonna have another thing called... Actually, we can probably put the damage in damage and death. Probably just plop it in here. Just a lot of variables. I'm probably gonna have to go through here and change up a few things. Or at least organize them more. But now, it's spikes. We got the very bare bones of badniks. Event group, badniks. I'm just gonna put that in. The rings, spring, shield, and spring, and then spikes, and then I'll have everything else. So, with our new organization, everything's fine. I'm gonna turn off our invincibility, but I will give the shield back. Go back to variables, turn off that, and turn shield active into on. Now we got our shield. Take damage, do willy-nilly. We just don't bounce off. It's kind of hard to bounce off when we don't have the physics guide warning. Oh, there we go. Okay. That's elemental shields. I'm gonna go to badniks. Would be in the game objects. I'm thinking about shields right now. Springs, bumpers, air bubbles, water bubbles, S-tunnel. Nothing about the shields. Okay. I'll find it eventually, but we go to badniks. Actually, game objects. Item monitors. Game objects. We were already there a few times already. Main game loop. Goodness. I was just telling how everything would work. So, we go in enemies. First few badniks. Such as character note, reference and basics. Detailed information about how hitbox and triggers. It would be in hitboxes. Different ways. Telling how it happens. Talking about how it interacts with slopes. Scattering, and then talks about bosses. That's it. Okay, we want to see how... Does it tell us how... Key differences, hitting them doesn't immediately destroy the boss flash to show damage for 32 frames, while flashing, the hitbox is not active to prevent spamming attacks and allowing Sonic to rebound from the boss. Sonic 1, flying a wheel, talks about that. There we go, we got rebounds. When the player destroys a badnik, they bounce in the air, the game checks to see if they should rebound or not. If the player's Y position is greater than that of the badnik, or their Y speed is negative, they will not rebound. So negative is going up. Instead, assign Y speed would be subtracted of Y speed. If Y speed 0.25. Other hand, if player position is less, so if it's higher in our case, or if your Y speed's positive, so you're going down, you'll rebound, it'll simply just flip. Will Amy be a playable character? Probably not for now. I might add her in the seeable future. But I just want to have, like, I want to have the Sonic heroes here just in case. Just for, like, a tutorial on how to do it. Like, and just to show, like, hey, you can swap out characters and, like, each character will have their own ability of just a few simple toggles. Okay. Just jump on it and nothing happens. So if we are... Okay. You don't want to be in throw. We go to badniks. If you're in collision, it will delete the badnik. If player vertical speed is greater than 0, so we're coming down, it will change our vertical speed to multiply by -1. This will only trigger once. I have a few things that we only want to trigger once. So we'll just do it like that. These knuckle sprites are from Soap Surfin's sprite sheet from the spreader's resource. They might not have much on there, but what they do have is absolutely stunning. Anyways, if your current speed is greater than and we're gonna have it so if you're not on the ground, character is on the floor inverted. It'll multiply that by -1. So, for example, we roll up to this Motobug and say, hey, I don't like you. That didn't do anything. Whoops. We're not grounded. We don't go up. So we need to see why that's happening. I'm going to set an airborne state. Set to player collision, headshot character, speed Y times -1. There we go. Still not bouncing. If you're not grounded, we know what's supposed to happen, so we're gonna set this to, we're just gonna rocket Knuckles. He's becoming a, astronaut. So, if this works, as we see, it does not. If we remove the is grounded, it does not work either. So we're going to redo that. We still want to send Knuckles into orbit. We're going to player collision. Actually, I'm gonna go to player damage and death. Is damage true? Okay. Okay. This is a bit of a mess right here. If you're damaged, you go up, your vertical speed gets changed. I don't see why it's not going up for this. Does it have to be here? Change the speed, set to that. So, can we at least launch the Echidna? Interesting. We will put this here. Move that, disable. I'm going to change our player character to Tails, because Tails can fly. And we just added Knuckles. We want him to enjoy his time and not be a test subject. So we touch this man and nothing happens. This is all or. He does delete when this happens. So let's try just deleting the object. Deleting the player. No one comes out of this situation unscathed. So if I walked into him... Now nothing's happening. I must have broke something along the lines. Question is, what did I break? I'm I must have broken something decent bit ago. So we're just gonna undo a lot until our issues are solved. Yada yada yada. There we go. So we're back to where you just collide with this thing, it goes bye-bye. Something is not right at all. The question is, what did we do? Do we put that to Motobug? Oh, that's what it was. Okay. We didn't utterly destroy it. We forgot to change this back to player collision. Always make sure you do things properly. Sorry if I might have peaked the mic. That's why it wasn't working with our flying subject. We could take damage. Ow. It was in my... I was rolling. We broke something. I don't know what that something is. We go back to Knuckles, and the issue is solved. We're probably gonna have an issue here. I'm doing pretty good, Drew. I'm just trying to figure out this bug that I've accidentally created. Okay. So, run it from the top. Take an account of all enemy hitboxes. It sets its location. Player collision is... That's what I did, too. I didn't put it at the right thing. I gotta have it as player animations. No wonder why nothing happened. It's because it wasn't even referring to the player animations. So we can re-enable that. Rest assured, everything is fine. Now, we go, kill the Motobug. This one hurts us. Puts us in a spike pit, and we lose our rings. So we kill that one too. Okay. So the badnik now deletes. Player is going to be deleted next. Delete the object. Player. Now, if we damage this guy, he's going to pull a kamikaze and kill us too. We are still here. That's not good. You're only created once. There's only one version of the player. Oh, I see. It takes an account of all of that. So what we're going to do... Move that out. Move this down. Copy this. That here. Since, probably because it was referencing something that it couldn't do. And still delete the Motobug. Good. Why can't we delete ourselves? Not because it's only triggering once. What if we move that out? Delete. Player animations. Go here. Okay. That's what the issue was. So basically, us moving that out, we fixed it. So we can actually go move that back in. Remove that. Put that back up here. Delete that. And then put this back under. And move this out. So it's still under badnik, but it's not under the creation. So, in theory, if we do this correctly, we're no longer taking damage. There we go. Let's try it like this. We take damage, we crouch at him in anger, and then he kamikazes, and... okay. What did we do previously? Add that out. Okay. We don't delete the player anymore. Oh, no, we still do. Okay, just making sure. There we go. Boom, he's gone. But I still take the damage. Okay. We put this back in. What happens? We put this back in. He dies, no issue. If I touch him, and go over here, I die. We broke how our damage is calculated. So now we're instantly, forever taking this damage right here. We move this back under. One, two. Jump on this one. He's gone. Go over here. Take hit. Go over here. And we continue taking a hit until... interesting. Take the hit. Once. What caused us to be damaged twice? So we go here. Take our damage. We sit. Okay. Well, if we break that and get hit over here, what was causing us to be damaged twice? And if we move this back out, we take our damage, sit around, we're fine. But if we land on the spot of it, it's like a death sentence. So it's still there. Delete badnik. We're gonna delete the enemy hitbox as well. Okay. We're still not being deleted. Because it's in there. Okay. Here we go here. Touch this man. He's gone. But all of them are gone now. If we remove the... Huh. I recognize you, Mr. Dre. Okay. It seems like that spot is now forever linked to our motobug. But all of the motobugs are deleted once again. We move this back in, and our problem would be solved. I'm assuming. We go here, jump on him, everything's fine, but we still take damage if we go onto his initial spot. Until we die. Okay. We put this under here. Complete the hierarchy. Boom, you're gone. Now we can freely walk here. We go over here. This motobug's still alive and can still attack us. Huh? Anyways, if we move that out, that now produces that infinitely damaging hitbox that will kill us. So we have that in. Okay. So we can't delete player animations, right? So we could take damage there. Okay. So we're able to delete the player animations. We can delete the hitbox, correct? Yes, it is very important to properly organize your code. So, that guy's dead. But it didn't delete our player. But it was able to delete our ow. Huh. Okay. What we're gonna do, we need this. All of you, go bye-bye. Okay. So, since we couldn't get it to work, we're restarting it. Okay. So, these two are linked. I'll repeat for each badnik. Okay. You can go up there. Just out of the way. So what we're gonna do. Player collision is in collision. I probably passed a collision thing. There we go. Is in collision lift. What is it? Enemy hitbox. You're in collision with that. Delete everything. In collision with that. Link. Linked object. Enemy hitbox with their link to Autobug. Actually, make this to badnik. Delete. Badnik. There we go. So, if we touch it, the badnik dies, and it should only be that badnik. Well, that's what we wanted to do. We lost all badniks. If you're in collision with that, delete the player. That is one way we know something works. If the player just gets absolutely obliterated. The player got absolutely obliterated. Okay. I'm gonna undo a bit. Because we are not drawing the box anymore. You, we need you. So you go here. And we need you. And you. Rest of you, you go bye-bye. And you go up here. Okay. So. Player collision is up here. Collision, live. Enemy hitbox. So if you're in collision with enemy hitbox, Motobug dies. Keep in mind, I've never used linked objects before. So, Motobug is there. Oh! That's why. Okay. There we go. That probably makes sense why that was happening. Okay. So. You go. You don't have a box, but you have a box. So that goes. If enemy hitbox, I'm gonna find Link from The Legend of Zelda, is linked to enemy hitbox. Cancel. Motobug. There we go. So, you have a hitbox, and you have a hitbox. I touch you, all of them delete. What year though? Link here. They can account linked objects, enemy hitbox, Motobug. Okay. Alright, like that. You go bye-bye, and that one's bye-bye. Okay. But if we nestle this, move that out, and nestle this in. Okay. So, you're fine, I touch you, you go bye-bye, all of you go bye-bye. Okay. Try organizing it like this. Run. Touch, you're bye-bye, and you're bye-bye. But if we nestle it like this... You're bye-bye, you're staying. Okay. If you're in collision, and it's referencing the link, delete Motobug. And then we want it to delete the enemy hitbox as well. So it's not staying around. So you're gone, you're gone. So it deletes the both. I'm gonna put that there. But if you are not any of this, because you're a faker, invert, 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 grab, paste, false. Okay. So if you touch it, it stays, but if you roll into it, it doesn't. So you're fine, you're fine. I jump, you're gone, you're still here. What we're gonna do, it's going to delete the player object. Yes, I will probably show the full game in a video once it's fully complete. Okay. The player is gone. A player does not exist anymore. Knuckles is dead, and I killed him. Okay. But we know he will die. Completely obliterated. Deleted off the face of the earth. But if I jump into him and touch the same area, we're now fine. Okay. Instead of deleting, I'm gonna go here. It's you. And then for giggles, we'll also delete the player too. We are going to go into spikes, yoink that, and then put that here. So if you touch him, you get damage. Only one way to test it out. Touch the guy, youchie. And I'm fine. I kill him. He is completely gone. And he no longer leaves a residue of pain and suffering and death. That's what we want. I just teabagged a dead Motobug. I don't feel good. Okay. But we're going to kill the first one, walk into the second one. Ouch. Okay. Delete player animations. Here we're just vibing, and then nothing happens. It's because I didn't do it properly. That would do it. So back to player collision. If we kill this Motobug, he will pull a kamikaze and kill us all. If we go up here, boom. The player collision box is not affected. But if we were to say delete the animation, it's fine. Question is, why does it work at here? If I'm correct, when we had it normally, it was fine. Yeah. Anything on Sonic 1 is going to be a part of here. Okay. So, when we aren't damaging the Motobug, we die. We're gone. We do not exist anymore. So, why does this work? And this doesn't. Collision. It deletes these two just fine. And that's what we want it to do. Are we able to send it to damage us on the script as well? We go here, jump, youch, nothing happens to us. Go, jump here. Youch, he didn't hurt me. But that deletes me. So we can take damage from it, but we cannot be affected when we destroy it for some reason. Yeah, if I just walk into that one, that hurts a lot. And then... Was that the death bug back? No, I delete him. Oh, whoops. Yeah, I took double damage again. Trigger this once. Youch. Youch. But if we kill him, fine. We're fine here. That triggers once, we're now fine. I want to damage no matter what. No matter what, we will be hurt. Let's see if we'll be hurt if we just roll into the guy. We are not. And I don't know why. Okay. I'm gonna save, just to be safe. Close that. This sounds like a Mario song. It is not a Mario song. Okay. Okay. We delete the moto bug. Fine. Link. Take into account a linked object. They are linked to a bug. Does this work? Yeah. Okay. So if we touch this guy, he's gone. That one's gone too. But the hitboxes of these two are still here. This is a Mario song. I know that. That's why. This is not gonna work. Delete. Link. Unlink to objects. This. This. Don't unlink some and then kills them. Does that work? Once again, I'm trying to figure this stuff out for the first time. It is not working. Go back to spikes. Simple. I want to go back to the simple, but I cannot. Okay. Take damage from the Motobug. We can kill the Motobug. So if we have it nestled like this, we're fine. Great. Okay, let's move on to a different part of what we're supposed to do here. I'm gonna go to my downloads. Take a look at my downloads all you want. That is Tails. Okay, it seems like I've deleted that. Go back, close this, and head to Sega Genesis. Sonic 1. Okay. badniks, everything's here. All the Eggman stuff's here. Objects, common. And then we got our explosions. Okay. So what we're gonna do, instead of stressing on new stuff, we're going to make explosions. Actually, no. Instead of stressing on what we already have, we're going to make an explosion instead. 32 by 32. My cat is yelling in the other room. 32. 32. Close this. File, open. Head to. HUD related, sure. None of this used blue, we should be fine. Oh, we can replace it just in case. Go here, paste that here, close those two. Sprite. We were not going to index it yet. So boom. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can't count. I don't know why I said that was 8. It's clearly 7. Anyways, continue on with the explosion effect. And we keep our fireball version right after the smoke ball version. If I'm correct, the fireball plays for boss, smoke puff plays for everything else. And then, of course, it all goes and ends here. Boom. We have an issue. I know fit. We're gonna go here, see how big this is. It is 40 by 40. We go File, Sprite, Canvas size. Set this to 40 by 40. There we go. Boom. Now fits. This ominous music. What game is it from? Huh. Underwater. Okay. Go here. We're just gonna delete the screen color. Where we go. And put the correct palette on. Sprite. Color mode. Indexed. And everything is fine. File, export. No, it goes save as, graphics, effects, explosion, -1, PNG files. Okay. Okay, go here. Go here. See the point system for all of this. So the tail sprites are related to the player. General effects is, well, general effects. Everything's pointed out fine. I don't know why that is off by 1. I'll keep it off by 1. I probably did that in a later stream. Be good with it. I don't know. So we go back to graphics. We go to effects. And we have our explosions. We're gonna go here, go to common. And then put explosion in there. View, large icons, boom, bop, bam. So we got explosion, smoke, and we're gonna have explosion, fire. Explosion, fire. I'm gonna set this to 14 as well. Ooh, I just popped my ankle. Objects. Could be in player. Player effects. And move this out. We're gonna have add event group. Okay. Have effects. Slash particles. Whatever you want to call it. You have player. We're gonna have general. So hide the player. We don't need the player. Actually, we might. Copy you. You. We're just gonna have general effects. Smoke. We're gonna have or. So, if you are in explosion smoke or explosion fire and your animation is finished, you get deleted. Very simple. Go back to badniks. Great. You. Actually. Great. Boom. Bop. Stays the same. Great general effects. Change the animation to general effects to be by name. Set to smoke. Okay. So we're vibing. We don't like this motobug up here. Ouch. Stomp on him. He goes boom. That one does too. We're gonna go to general effects, edit points, go to our explosions, set it to 2020, 2020. Preview again. Checking stream time, it's been about 2 hours, so I'll go for 30 more minutes. So that motobug dies. Boom. And now we have the hitboxes. Okay, how did I get hit again? Since you saw that too, I got hit again. Actually, I'm gonna watch the stream preview, which is about like 10 seconds behind or something. See, I hit that one, I hit the spikes, I hit that motobug, but then I get hit again. Okay, so let me replicate that. So I go, smash this one, and then I took damage. Okay. I smash this one. I take damage this way into where it used to be. No. Let me replicate it perfectly then. Boom, you're down. Boom, I got you. Damage. Wait, no, I was flashing when I got him. So go here, break you, take damage, and when I'm in flashing, I got you, and then I take damage. Does that happen when I... just in general? So if I take... I go... take damage from you, step on these spikes, I take it again, it triggers twice. So anytime I take damage, it just triggers twice. Okay. I don't know why that happens. I don't know why that happens at all. Why would that happen? Damage and death. If you are not flashing, if you are flashing, you are currently damaged, and if you're dead, set it to false. Put that out of it, maybe. Okay. Let's see if just undoing that does anything. So I got you, I take damage, and I damage you, and I'm fine. So that issue seems to be taken care of. But how do we affect the player? We can easily have a variable. But why need a variable when we could just do it from here? The player collision. I want, deactivate behavior. Hedgehog. So, we touch it, we should be unable to move. Go on our way, spin dash up here. If we touch it normally, do whatever we do to it, we took double damage again. What's causing us to take double damage? That only triggers once. Interesting. Helps if I have that be deactivated, too. Okay. I go. I touch you. I still move. It is skipping things. My question is, responding to Shade, I think it is... If you're responding to Shade, I think it's when you touch spikes during invincibility frames. So I go, I touch the spikes, and then I do it again. Okay. Does it happen with any damage? So I touch him, I break you, and I'm fine. So Shade was correct. Thank you, Shade. Spikes. Trigger once. There we go. Break you. Take damage from you. Touch these spikes. Hop off. I still take the damage. And I don't know why I take the damage. Only one thing to do. Okay, debug. Show. we have any variables? Yes, we do. We're gonna hide the HUD. Do variables. New. Signed. Value. Number. 0. Okay. Boom. Bop. Bam. Boom. Bop. So what we're going to do, I'm just going to remove these non-beautiful square ones. We'll replace them with the beautiful squares. So what's happening? I don't know. So it's like anytime we take damage, well, we're supposed to take damage while we're invincible, we end up taking damage. So we need to think of what variables would be affected. Send damage signal. We want that. We want is damage from the player. And then we already know the flashing state. Okay. If new text variable value find value is equal to 0. Put this to variable var1 go here, and it is what effect it is. It is under player collision, send damage signal. var1 var2 we want is damaged. Okay. Uh-oh. I am going to grab these all, bring them across halfway. Okay. So now we got some variables we're tracking. So we take that. It sends it again. Okay. So yeah, Shade is correct for the most part. If we get damaged, and then we go into something that would damage us again, no matter what's happening, it will mark us as damaged again. Let's see, we hit his hitbox again, so then we go down and die into an abyss. So what we're going to do is damage true. Flashing if it's set to true. What? We'll do this the worst way possible, and this works, I'm gonna be upset. You, and you. All of these separate now. Paste, paste. Do not do this when coding GDevelop. I want to see if that's what's happening now. So we hit that. And we hit it again. It instantly turns off. If I get damaged by you, knock into the spikes, it instantly turns off once again. The damage is true. Set it to off instantly. Okay. If I bring this back out, copy, paste. I said paste. There we go. And if I disable these, what will happen? Hello, sheepish lace. I take damage from you, I take damage again, now I am destined to be damaged. And since I got knocked into that, I'm destined to be damaged again. My question is, why is it not liking us in an OR statement? I've had this happen sometimes in GDevelop too, where although it should work with an or statement, it just doesn't want to. We go here, we get hit, it instantly goes to false. I touch it again, nothing happens. If I get hit, go here, it instantly goes to false again. I'm fine. That's basically it fixed. For now, this is a very rough band-aid fix. Okay. Our multi-damage hits are basically completely overlift. We have no issue with it now. Now, we gotta figure out why can't we affect the player here. Since we can delete our current player graphics, we can go here, delete it just fine. What if? This is a big if. Take this out. Bring you down so I can actually see everything. We take that out, bring that here. Remove you. Heard this song before. And I set you to delete player collision. Animation will just go bye-bye if animations are gone. No. If I put this on top, what happens then? Since lots of the times it's all based on order. Go here. The player object is still alive. We don't want that. But right now, we gotta suck it up and do something else. Go here. Gotta make another variable, yippee! Power-ups. Trigger. Go here, set this to structure. So, we can set damage signal there. I'm gonna copy this down. Now we're gonna go here, F. I can't do F. Cancel. Control F. Nope, that doesn't work either. So, that, we will have it be now turn into trigger dot damage signal. Replace. There we go. So, we're just organizing it a bit more. Player collisions. Trigger. Damage signal. There we go, and we should be fine. Should, basically. Now, why are you a number? Anyways. Because I didn't set it to a true or false statement, I set it to a number. We do trigger, enemy, rebound, above. There we go. Cooling. Set this to 3. Copy this one, since it's basically the exact same idea. Variable 3. Enemy, rebound, above. I'm gonna set a player collision. Variable value. Change object variable value. Go to trigger. Enemy, round above. Okay. Whoops. Set it to true. Save, go back here. Fix the name for that. Enemy rebound above. There we go. So, that should be another true-false statement right there. I set it to the wrong number. Yeah. I said 2. Thank you. So, rebound above, true. Did I set it to enemy rebound? I did. I do not want it to be enemy rebound, I just want it to be rebound. Behaviors, variables, rebound above. Okay. Everything's false. Go here. That variable did not get changed. No matter what I do. It seems like this right here can only create stuff and not delete it. And I have no idea why that is. Okay. I just need to figure out why that's happening. This rebound never triggers. Even though it's set to trigger. Start preview debugger. Go here, get that out of the way. Start profiling. I got rings. No file extension found. Go up here. I broke you. I take damage. I break you. Done. Brick. Run. Preview and debugger. Start profiling. Okay. I do whatever. I grab some rings. I break you. I get hit by you. I sit on these spikes. And I get mad and break you again. Go here. Stop profiling. Okay. Go internal. You do whatever. Bring you up here. Okay. No idea what I'm looking at. These are our events. Go to objects. Badniks. No, that's the effect particles. The HUD. I don't know. Okay, what am I... Ah. It's just telling me info on all the objects. Okay. My question is, why is this not triggering? Do I need to remove the trigger once? I don't want to update it, because I have nothing there to test with, since I don't have any motobugs. Okay. I break you. Rebound is not set to anything, but I can still take damage from you. Now... Okay, it's because I set that to a trigger once. So that will be constantly flip-flopping now. That's what we wanted to do. Go, I get rebound into here. There we go, that's fine. Okay. Reverse the order. You never know. Reversing the order could work. Trying to exhaust all of our options here, and it does not work. Okay. Copy this, paste it. Take it out completely. Badniks hide. You go bye-bye. You go here. I'll put that there and put this here. Okay. This should set it to true. Disable. J. Remove that for now. If you're in collision with any enemy hitbox, rebound, I want to be turned on. It's because when you destroy it, you don't have enough time to actually check if you're being in collision with it. That's what's happening. That's what's happening, that's it. You just can't check if you're being hit by it if it's instantly deleted. So, remove that. So if I touch you... Okay, still won't work. That was interesting. I can roll when taking damage knockback. That is really interesting. Okay. What do I do here? If I don't delete the object, will anything happen? So, if I touch you... Rebound is never set. This string right here never triggers rebound. But it's able to create the object. I don't know why that is. Okay. Try this. There we go. Now we delete the both. Motobug, go bye-bye. Now we'll just have it be badnik. And then the enemy hitbox goes bye-bye. Okay. Can I put that in there and have it be fine? No. Okay. This has to be there. But if it's there, we're able to do something called rebounding. So trigger once while true. Rebound. So it'd be here, variable value. And we go to... Oh my god, I'm sorry, Till's Reverie. I didn't see your message. I was focused on trying to get this work. Welcome to the stream. I'm finishing getting badniks working for the most part. It's a bit confusing, but I'm getting it down ever so slowly. So make sure you're that, and it sets to false. And then it pulls one of these and make sure you're in one of these that you can be rebounded. So this was set. Player collision. To see if it actually works, we're just deleting the object. And this in my mind, it is like a good way, since like you can clearly see if something's working, if something just entirely disappears. Like that, something entirely disappeared, completely gone out of this plane of existence. So what we can do now, player collision. Here we go. Helps if we stay in the hedgehog section. We go to vertical speed, multiply it by -1. There we go. What do you call it? I'm gonna have this be... Okay. I want it to be... Checks if you can rebound. I want to check if you're... vertical speed is greater than 0, so you should be coming down. No, I wouldn't say this is close to ending. Actually, we might, like, be able to finish this up by, like, stream 15. So what we gotta do now, once we add this badnik, well, add the functionality of this motobug, we can make other badniks, create Green Hill Zone, the entirety of Green Hill Zone, and get boss behavior down. And then basically, we're done with Green Hills and this entire thing. Okay. So, if we walk into it, nothing should happen. So if we walk into it, rebound is set to true. Frick. There we go. We can bounce off a motobug! Oh yes, the stream is about to end here shortly. But I want to, like, finish, like, being able to destroy motobugs and stuff first. But hey, we just bounced off a motobug. It just required us to make an entirely different thing. Rebound. Will not rebound. Okay. We can replicate that. So if it is less than or equal to 0, change your vertical speed by subtracting player collision, where is hedgehog? Hedgehog character Y speed. We're going to And then it's sign. We're gonna sign of a number. Okay, so we got sign. We don't have a motobug in the air. So, grab this nice little motobug and place him right here in the air. He is in the abyss. He's not coming down. And I didn't really check that properly. Hey, we can break it. And it properly works too. Well, for the most part. I don't know what sign is. Okay, so what we're gonna do... We are... No. That'll just... So we add it. So we can get a... Okay. Yeah, so that kind of slowed us down. Move you down a bit more, though, Mr. Motobug. We don't have a Mr. Motobug to test that out on. We're gonna go... Here. I'd say that kind of slowed us down. Boop. That motobug's gone. He's dead. We killed a family of motobugs. But for the most part... Besides, like, occasional glitchy collision, which is an issue of the extension and not, like, my doing, I don't know why that happens either. But hey, if we stay at, like, normal-ish speeds, that wouldn't happen. But, overall, badniks now work. They don't drop a flicky yet or have a score display or play any sounds, but for the most part, they completely work. I also don't know how many rings I got. I have none. We're gonna hide our debug stuff. And yeah. We could bounce off of everything just fine. But, okay. Before I end this stream, we can, actually, I'm gonna switch to Tails. I wanna see this with him. We know how it's gonna be with Sonic because he doesn't have any flowing tails, behind him. But, yeah, that works. And his tails animate accordingly to it. Well, their angle changed. How about rolling in a badnik on the ground? That works fine, you just don't get rebounded. Get over here. Boom. Gone. He's dead. That one too. So, it works fine. Motobugs are now basically complete. Yeah, motobugs are basically fully complete. So, okay, I have a few ideas. I might, keyword might. I might, pause. Yeah, I'll probably do that. But I might pause this series for a bit. Keyword. Well, a heavy emphasis on might. Because I have a few other project ideas I want to do that are Sonic related. And I don't want to be doing those and have to go back and do this and be burnt out from it. I'm gonna pause from this. But if I pause, I might take that time to recode what we have. But I probably won't either. But if I do pause, I'm still gonna come back with a different stream idea. Probably just like playing some games or whatever. But overall, that's where I'm gonna leave it. Next stream, if I do stream this again next Sunday, what's it called? We're gonna add the Flicky coming out. What's it called? There should be a Spriter's resource page on the Flickies. And, okay. So, blue is in the stage. What's it called? That project with the loop example. No. It wasn't intended to really be much of anything. It was just me playing around, testing some things. So it's not going to be finished, sadly. Anyways. Plans for next stream. Finish Motobug. Like, completely. He can move around, he's got his little particle effects. And when you break him, a Flicky comes out. And we can have, like, a stage-specific Flicky set. Be right back. Okay, I returned. Basically, where was that next stream? Motobug completely done. We're gonna add a Flicky system. So when you break something and a Flicky should spawn out, it goes and sees what Flickies are able to be in that level. But honestly, I just might randomize these. But actually, I have an idea. It was nice having you here to, Shade. But speaking about Shade, me and them came up with an idea. I don't remember their, preferred pronouns off the top of my head. But we had an idea of a remake of Tails Nightmare. That old Flash game, but, like, in a Genesis-like style. I've seen only one person, like, one other person come up with this idea, and, like, posting it to YouTube. But it was using the Sonic Mania sprite style, and it hasn't been updated in, like, a year or so. And plus, like, my idea is going to be different. I don't know everything off the top of their head. They don't know everything that I know. But, I had that in the plans. But to test that, and, like, test a more streamlined engine that would be more, quote-unquote, finished, that is not my stream project. And I also have a few things that I want to learn. So, what's it called? I was going to test pre-rendered stuff. And then again, that would also test my ability to make models, test my ability of animation, and my ability to clean it up. I'm gonna be making something with that. If that goes well, big if. Mario? Ah. Donkey Kong Country. This is not Donkey Kong Country. Oh, their timing got... what's it called? Messed up. Anyways. Where was I? There we go. But if that goes well, big emphasis on might. I dropped my spoon. Would you guys be alright with me if that goes well? Me, soft scrapping this current project and to make Sonic 1 but with that pre-rendered style I was going. I am not deleting this project if I do go with that. I'll probably just release it as is from whatever the later stream is. If my pre-rendered, like, style engine test before I do Tails Nightmare, I don't know what to fully name that project. If that goes really well and I really like how it's turning out and how my skills are doing, would you like to see me stream that and make a project with that? It's a question for my viewers in the chat, and I'll probably make a poll on my channel. Like, probably later today. Like, after I get my college stuff out of the way. Would you guys like to see that? Well, would you guys be alright with that happening? Okay, that is one yes. If anyone else is currently watching or listening, make sure to comment your opinion on it. Just so I know I have it here. Okay, that's basically 2 yeses. I will be launching a poll, later, after I wrap everything up. When I do it, I will not be reusing any models from my current, like, my pre-rendered engine test. I'll be redoing it, so I can show the process to you guys once again. But hopefully that is something you guys will like to see. But overall, I say that is it from me. Okay, that's 3. And I have chat emoji thingies. I don't know how that's happening. Sure, I can spam hearts too. But it's fun to see that thing go off. It just adds life to the stream. Anyways, alright. I will be basically ending this series, well, soft ending the series. Like, the concept will still live on, but I want to have, like, a daily, not daily, weekly streams of, like, game dev project. What's it called? It will be a while before that happens. Like, before, like, I'm fully done and start working on that. So what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be making posts, on my channel. Probably, like, a day, like, Saturday, day before the stream of, like, the game dev stream. I'm going to ask you guys if you have, like, any questions or challenges or whatever. I'm going to ask you guys something, And whatever, like, the top comment will be, I'll make that, like, be the topic of the stream. So, like, I still get these devlog streams coming out to you guys, but I'm not, like, completely, like, having it be useless, though. But, I'm thinking, like, Wednesday, I stream, like, outcome memories or something, just cuz. But anyways, that is the end of today's stream. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys enjoyed me struggling trying to figure out how motobugs work. But overall, I had fun. I hope you guys too. If you like the stream, or if you're watching this later, make sure to like and subscribe. You gotta say that in YouTube videos.